I'm more and more convinced that there's something to this discussion that's happening out there in the nutrition world about seed oils. Okay. But the ones I'm worried about are the ones where they have to highly process them for them to be palatable. So the worst ones there are going to be things like canola. They process the daylights out of this stuff. They bleach it, they deodorize it, they do a whole slew of things before they put it in the bottle. And I think if you have to do those kinds of processes, it's indicative it's not coming from a good source. The other thing I'll say is that when it comes to things like canola oil, and maybe to some degree, some of the other seed oils like sunflower and safflower and things like that, is that you have an input that goes rancid quickly. And so that's another thing we have to think about. That's part of the reason why they have to deodorize and use chlorine bleach on them and all kinds of things. So, but sesame seed oil is a whole other ball game. First of all, we're not normally doing our cooking in it. We're normally adding it as a flavor profile. And so I think that's a different thing. So we're not oxidizing it. It doesn't have to be deodorized and bleached and everything else in order to be used. So we actually keep a little bit of it around here for, food where we want to have a little of that Asian flavor. But I don't use a ton of it. I'm just a little more cautious about it. But the other seed oils, and especially some of these like vegetable oils, like corn oil and things like that, I stay away from them. I do like the fruit oils, so avocado, olive. I do like the nut oils. Again, it's about a processor who's getting fresh nuts because again, you've got something where it can go rancid and that's not what you want. So if you're reading that something's had to be deodorized and such. They're trying to cover up that it's been oxidized, and so it's not healthy. But yeah, generally speaking, your other friend in this thing is variety. So if I'm not depending on the same oil every day, you're covering a couple of things. One, you're less likely to look at some sort of deficiency because you missed some nutrient of some kind, right? And you're not also at the same time getting too much of something that your body has to detox. So the more we can rotate our food and have as much variety as we can, the better. And if you combine that with making sure we're getting enough protein from bioavailable animal sources, then I think you do the best that you can.